Yes, we are live. Well, let's grab that box, Luke, and let's go down in the basement here and let's turn on the lights and start a live video with our friends out there in Electric Lady Land, where all the ladies are electric. We'll turn on the lights in the curing room where we cure. In the curing room, it is always Friday. I'm in love. Saturday. All right, we got a few. Oh, Luke, you're gonna hate it in here because all my lights.
Yeah.
Are Luke is too tall for my workshop. My workshop has got a nice tall ceiling, probably at what, 7 feet, 8?
Yeah, like 7 feet-ish.
It's easily 14 inches over Luke's head. What would that make it? Still 7?
Yeah. No, less.
It's probably 7.5 foot. And but well, here we are down here. We don't have all the stuff going. Look, man, it was a beautiful weekend of resting and recouping. Being at Sam Cooke's Life Skateboards on Saturday. Yes, I did slam like a sack of potatoes. And yes, I did most likely break my ribs again. But I got to tell you, I'm going to turn off the Wi-Fi and see where we wind up. So if we go without Wi-Fi, I think we'll be happier. Putting you guys up here on top of the boom box. So we brought back a box of goodies from Sam's. Let's see what's in the box. So some of it is, I left a bunch of product there. All the stuff that was in the workshop. Hi, Eileen. This is my friend Luke in
Hi,
here.
Eileen.
He's a good brother.
Hi,
I picked up a Life Skateboards hoodie in addition to the one I'm wearing. I make them stinky. I got my Life Knife t-shirt. That's the back. That's the front. I like knives. Let's see, that's another t-shirt. And then I got this a couple weeks ago. This is a Westwood. I know it's backward. It's all good. Westwood Skateboarding is a new skate shop that opened near my house. And that is cool. That's extra cool. And then, yeah, here's my other Life hoodie, which is an XL. Right now, I'm wearing 2XLs because of the number of layers that I need to have. And we'll put this over here. And then in the box, these are going up on the walls. These are blemmed boards. So here is a Life Skateboards. This is an old graphic, one of their earliest graphics. That one's gonna go up. Hey Luke, would you Vanna White me?
Yeah.
You know who Vanna White is?
No.
He's not. Here's another Life Skateboard deck. These are all going on the wall, so you guys, they're in the shot. We're gonna doll this place up. This is what, a double pan head?
Yes, sir.
Gorgeous.
Georges.
They're both that shape. Here is. That's okay. I meant to do that. Here is a beautiful. Now this deck is a blem. It's pressed on the fickle concave, and it's a blem because the mold had some glue on one side, and so one of these hips is just not. You can't even. So for Sam at Life, his standards are so high. This is a blem that's going on the wall here in the workshop as decoration, and it is definitely well within the quality standards that I was putting out. I hope that that kind of attention to quality doesn't run us all out of business, because it's awesome to have that in the world. And then this was a special gift, and this one goes out to Steve Fatius, Reverend Fatius. This is a Team Fat pig. Look at the short nose on there. That's 2.5 inches of nose.
Beautiful.
And beautiful flat kick in the back. It's got some curve in that kick, not really flat. That's a beautiful, beautiful board. And check out the wood grain on this bad boy. This is not going on the wall. This one has to be racked so I can take it down and drool over it, but it's not going to be skated. This one's going to be collected and displayed down here. I love that Life 4-way on there. So these were some of the geeky things I came home with. Beware of geeks with gifts. It's a Trojan horse. And then Sam gave me one of these, which is awesome. You know that's going on my battle vehicle. And then I got some of these, which was awesome. Go on lifeskateboardsingular.com for information on that. And did I leave those 2 decks upstairs? Bro, will you run up and get those 2 decks off the wall? I want to show them the new setup.
Okay. Oh yeah.
Luke is such a... love you, bud. Thanks for being my friend. Thanks for being my Vanna White. He doesn't even know who Vanna White is. Elijah Coke. Coke, Cook, Catch. We had a mayor in New York. I grew up in New York. We had a mayor, and his name was Ed Koch. That was his name. It was your name, Koch. And then you got the Koch brothers. They're like political superstars of some sort. I don't know. I think they're like PAC or lobbyists. They're pronounced Coke. And then Sam Cooke is pronounced Cook. What are you going to do? Just keep it singular, lifeskateboard.com. I know this is an ad, but
Hey, where are them boards at?
they're against the pocket door that goes to the bathroom in the kitchen.
Okay.
Yeah. All right, well, here in the basement, I'm nursing a set of bruised or broken ribs. They're a mess because I broke them 2 months ago, 2.5 months ago, and I just did them again. They hurt. I kind of suck right now. I'm kind of a total poser in the skill levels. I kind of suck, and I feel like being okay with that is a crime I'm happy to commit. So today we're gonna just do a quickie on what I'm riding. Right now I'm running the Life Panhead XL, 10.75 inches of like just
Glory.
the glory. All right. So I'm running that one, and it's got my softer 95A new old stock H Street wheels on it. You know, those are banging around. They must have millions of sets of
hanging around
OJs out
somewhere.
there. And then this one you guys watched last week and the week before as I took this through from prototype to final product. I coated the top here, and I coated the belly there, and we took a video of me applying the graphic that I cannot download off my camera because my iPad doesn't have enough memory. So I've got to get a laptop, I've got to get an external drive to store all the raw footage I'm taking, otherwise I'll never be able to share anything with anyone beyond these too jank to rank live videos that I'm doing. But here's how it turned out. And I've got 58 millimeters. Oh, Eileen is loving on me saying I don't suck, I'm an overcomer. And I may or may not overcome. I don't know if I'll be alive tomorrow. Let's be real. I eat a lot of grease. But I'm definitely motivated to get fit and work hard. We just finished a short skate session in which I just went back and forth. Super gentle, super easy. Luke is a natural ripper who's wise enough to know to take it down a notch. But I put some stuff on here. I know it's backward, but it says grind the half pike on there. Grind the half pike. And then this says, I used to skate. I still do, but I used to too. So this board is, honestly, I'm only planning to skate this on special occasions. It's really precious to me that I got to share the making of this board with you guys. But we'll see how that goes. It has an 8-inch long nose on it, a 7.5-inch tail on it. It has a, I think, 14.75 wheelbase, so it's a little bit quick. And I love you, Eileen. It's so good to have you on here. Frederick! Hey, is the gritty coating on top from a special paint or adhesive? That is a great question. So there are different ways, but the most common way is what we call grip tape. And this is Jessup grip tape. There's a company called Wooster that makes your grip tape right here in Ohio. There are grip tape companies. Now, Jessup is made in America and is consistent in quality. Some people don't prefer it, but because it's so consistent in quality, it's my choice. Wooster makes more aggressive grip tapes, but they've begun to broaden out their line. But one of my favorite things is not grip tape, but sand topping. And that's where you actually put an adhesive on, and at the proper time, you load it with emery sand, and you have a permanent... Thing is, you can peel grip tape off with a hairdryer. It comes off relatively easily. Once you sand top a board, that's permanent. And that's mostly for surfy cruisers where grip is not essential, you know. Well, this has been great. We got some decorations for the place from Life Skateboard. Vanna White me, Luke.
Yeah.
And Luke and I are going to do a sit-down interview in a minute. Here, this one is a blem. Here's a typical blem. This one had what appears to be a split in the pressing. Now that doesn't happen very often, but when it does, one does not simply have a split. And Chris Gurley has an 8.125, which is 8 1/8 nose. Well, 8.126 is an 8 and an 1/8. 8.125 is 1/1000th less than an 1/8 of an inch over 8 inches. Totally different thing. Can't kickflip that. So this is filled, and I mean I love it. A lot of companies actually put these in with the regulars. They go to the shop, and the way they do it is by dipping. If you're riding a board with a dip paint job that comes from a large factory, you are riding a split blem or a putty patch. Prove me wrong. And immediately, all kinds of people start sanding.
Yeah.
They start sanding their boards.
Yeah.
Oh my God! I took a buck knife and just took the paint off of one of the boards, and it was putty. And the putty's great. They're still pretty. Could you send me the sand top with the glue formula? Frederick, I don't do sand tops in my workshop, and so I don't stock any of those glue formulas. But I'll tell you what it is. It's going to be a thin, long open work time epoxy. The open working time on the epoxy, you want to get a slow cure epoxy, and that's what it's going to be. You're going to roll that on with a roller, like a paint roller. Let it set a bead, and then you're going to sprinkle emery on there of whatever grit you wish and whatever color you wish. So Frederick is a professor of art. He's out in, are you in Utah? You're in a beautiful, beautiful area. I think it's Utah or New Mexico.
Somewhere.
Maybe he'll let us know.
Yes,
Luke is in town. Okay, next question.
Yeah.
Love you, Frederick.
Yeah.
Next question is Luke is in town.
Yes.
Where are you living?
I'm living in northern Illinois right now. I was in Colorado and we moved, so we're in northern Illinois and we're looking at southern Wisconsin for houses. So, but life is not static, so it might change. But I'm here just visiting, seeing Lou, hanging out with friends. I went to the Life Bowl on Saturday.
It was Friday.
It was Friday. We did that.
I got so hurt.
Yeah. Oh, dude, yeah. Hit the ground like a bag of wet cement. It was great.
I suck.
It was great. Not true, but it was good. It was a good slam.
I will boast in my weaknesses.
Is that true?
I will. I think that when we are weak, where I am weak, God is strong. So
Amen.
I'm okay with saying that I'm not ripping. Las Vegas!
Las Vegas.
Nevada.
That's hot there, man.
Thank you, Frederick.
But you got that sick skate park. It has lights. That they call it the Ranch or something. I've been there a couple times. Badass.
Luke, you got married last year.
Yeah, Jess.
And
Jess.
you're married to Maggie.
I'm married to Maggie.
You guys have lived in You've lived in Colorado how long before you moved?
Like
3 years.
or 4 or something. Yeah, 3 or 4 years, I think.
And before that, you lived with me.
Yes.
How long did you live with me?
Like 4 years on and off, I think.
We have a huge house, and we
Yeah.
regularly have people live with us for multiple years.
Long time.
It's rad.
Yeah.
So how old were you when you came to live here?
Like 17 or
17.
something. So young.
And
yeah.
why did you come live here?
Because I burnt my house to the ground smoking drugs, man. That's true.
He injected the marijuana.
I did.
And his house burned down that night.
So stupid.
And I
It's
neither
so
confirm
dumb.
nor deny the direct correlation of the two.
Yeah, it was brutal. It was brutal. I was
So-
very dumb.
Yeah, so you came to live with me, and we had a good old time.
It was. It was great.
Word on the streets is that our man Donnie McCrae
Yeah,
is getting married.
he is indeed. I think so, man.
If you know us, we wish you could know Donnie. Donnie is the best of us.
Yes.
And
awesome.
Donnie McCrae, you may not be watching this, you may not see this, but we love you, and
Love you,
we
Don.
are so happy to know you.
Yes.
Donnie McCrae, when you go back to the era of fickle skateboards when we were on the road, Donnie was the absolute standard in
Yes.
road crew. He would do anything you asked. Do you remember camping in Tennessee?
I think I was there.
We
dude.
were on a trip in Tennessee.
yeah.
This is a Donnie McCrae story. And this is why we do lives together, right?
Yeah.
We pulled into a KOA in
Yeah.
Nashville. I just may have been before you, but it wasn't before Weston. My crew was
Yeah.
made of amazing skateboarders
Yeah.
and really interesting people.
Yeah.
But don't ask them to put up a tent
Oh yeah.
in the dark.
In the dark.
Donnie McCrae had the tent up in the dark in like 15 minutes.
Dude, he was awesome.
I said, Donnie, you're in charge of the tent. I turned away. I turned back.
And it's up.
And I was setting up the food. We had a table. We had all the food. And I set up the food.
Yeah.
And Donnie had the tent up. And that is a good example of the kind of guy Donnie is. Donnie and I pulled up to Woody Skate Park in Savannah, Georgia one time. They were pouring concrete. We got there a little bit late. And they had poured 2-inch aggregate concrete for a quarter pipe. It was kicking and it was wrong. It was really bad. Yeah. Supposed to use pea gravel.
Yes.
With a fiber fill. And so Donnie jumped right in with me and we bashed out a whole bunch of it. We made up a bunch of slip and we redid that with those guys. Raul, Bo, Fabio, all those guys. And Donnie was always just down to go. We finished that. We jumped in the car. Left my young son with Fabio to skate for a few days and do surfing lessons with Yamada Atsushi. Yeah. And we went to Valdosta. No, we went to the Onions, Vidalia, Georgia. And Donnie and I, in 5 days, built a 16-foot wide half pipe with a chin ramp half pipe on the extended deck of one side in 5 days with Donnie. And Donnie... There wasn't a single time I needed something that I didn't turn around to ask for it. He wasn't handing it to me. Yeah. He's intelligent. Yes. He's awesome. He's soft-spoken. Yeah. He's got he's got true character. He knows how to work hurt. Yes. He knows how to just push through. And he will do 5,000 tricks on a mini ramp.
So true.
With a gaggle of kids around him who don't feel threatened by him. Yeah. And he will do 5,000 low-level, like he's just got this like low energy to him, and he just lulls you into going, I think I've watched 150 different tricks just happen. All this beauty is in a person named Donnie McCrae, who is the stuff of legend at my house.
Absolutely.
Yeah, we love you, Donnie. We wish you well on your nuptials.
It sounds dirty, but it's not.
Will you and Luke come skate the shack while he's in town? Possibly, Billy. Would you come and hang out with me and Luke and skate the DIY while he's in town? Luke is on a vacay from a heavy move experience, so
true.
You know, don't call us, we'll call you. But definitely come and skate with us here. We're gonna go skate later this afternoon with my son Aaron, another dude of legend around here. Yeah. But we're gonna be back in a few minutes with kind of a tabletop, time. We're just gonna wrap with you guys. So. We also recognize some of you have actual jobs, and you can't catch these live. So we're not asking for the moon on a spoon in terms of live viewership.
True.
But appreciate you. Even though I'm nursing a fresh set of bruised or broken ribs, I'm getting back on the horse, and I've got to get in shape because I'm losing it. I am losing my abilities of skateboarding. So hopefully...
It's not true.
He doesn't think it's true.
It's not true. He's very nimble this morning on the half pike. Very nimble.
On the what?
Like half pike.
On the half pike.
On the half.
No,
pike.
There's no L in half pike. HAFFPIKE. Grind the half pike.
Pike, yeah.
That's right.
Exactly. Yeah, beautiful.
So I'll tell you what would be great is if any of you have any questions for Luke, I'll do a sit-down Q&A with him because he's an interesting guy who is like my brother. I'm twice his age. Yep. He's 25. I'm like 50. Color it a full 48. Birthday's in May, but I think I get to punch the clock forward for every time I've broken my ribs. Yeah, so if I do a half year per rib break, I'm already 51 and a half.
Yeah, so there we go.
All right. Hey, everybody, thanks for joining us here, and we'll be back at you with more... I don't know, pandering content creator.
We're just pandering.
The sad truth of it is that it's not sad. I'm actually really happy about it. It's not sad. Is that this is becoming a studio for us to meet together. And, John Zander, thanks so much. This is becoming a studio for us all to meet together. I fully plan on gearing this place out with all the miking and camera stuff, to do podcasting from down here. It's warm in the winter, it's cool in the summer, it's dry all year. It's a little dusty, but to be quite honest, when I'm doing work down here, I can bag the mics. The whole place blows out so well. It's a great spot. All it's missing is its own coffee maker. I'm wasting my life. Man. I need a coffee maker. I need regular coffee sponsors. Yeah. Knife sponsors. I'm a sucker for knives. I'm almost always bristling with knives. Hey, a firearm sponsor too. Those are expensive. Getting a sponsor for those.
That's a big
But all jokes aside, I am planning on doing a patronage campaign and saying, those of you guys that want to be part of maybe a little bit tighter group that's about building workshops, about building skateboards, working on those things. You know, you've got the makers movement that we started 6 years ago. Facebook group, it's publicly viewable. You can't be a member if you're not posting builder stuff. So if you go on the makers movement, you want to be a member of it. Remember, you can comment, you can see everything, but you can't post things unless you are making skateboards. And that's going to be pictures of your presses. If you're not pressing, you could still be in if you're a cutter shaper, but you got to be careful because the makers movement is about moving people from the hobby end of the spectrum into the self-sustaining hobby end of the spectrum, into the hobby that makes maybe $500 a month and you take your wife on a nice vacation, or your girlfriend or your boyfriend or whoever, because they're going to be lady makers. And they're going to be gay makers too.
Yeah.
Let's just open our minds, all right? And then you move from that into the small business where you're making $1,000 or $2,000 a month and you're paying a few bills, to where you're fully like, I'm selling 50, 70 boards a month. I'm paying bills. That's $3,000 a month probably, or $4,000, you know, in 80, 100, you know, 100 and under. And right there, you get that doesn't exist right now. That's not a thing in skateboard production. The small, humble person who says $40,000 to $70,000 a year is all this company needs to make. That doesn't exist. It's not a thing. I mean, it's been a thing for a while with me. It is a thing with Sam and Bryce.
Yeah.
But it's when you see the mainstream go on a podcast and say, well, 4-hour press times and 24-hour cure times and 4-day cure times and things like that. That's just not possible. It's not possible with the present business model that's predicated upon return on investment to major investors, huge overheads, giant costs, import, export, business office, marketing, multiple brands, distro, blah, blah, blah. Nah, we're out.
Yep.
So, hey, we're going to talk to you soon. John Ryan Zander says, not true, I rip.
So true.
Well,
true, John Ryan.
I rip something sometimes. This time it was the fascia between several ribs.
Dude, so gnarly.
Much love to you all. We'll be back with some table talk. See if we can brew a fresh pot. Thanks, guys.